Yo guys, what's going on? It's Rob RDB Plays, and I know it's been a really long ass time since I've done one of these, but we're back on MLB The Show 14 today, and I did a trade, and I was sitting there thinking about the trade. I'm like, what's the smart move? So what I did is I got hold of the expert, and expert, introduce yourself.
Well, I am one of his closest friends, and you would also know me as Sports Guy, and I'm here to analyze what mistake Robert most likely made.
And there you go. So this is the first time Matt or Sports Guy has ever been on the channel. And if you're wondering why, you know him as Sports Guy, that's because we do podcasts together too. If you want to go check out that channel, that's Podcast Central. That will be over. I'll put the link down in the description somewhere. Yeah, so we do podcasts and whatnot. So I decided to bring him in today. He's a very knowledgeable man, and he got some good knowledge. So basically, what's gonna be going on here is I'm gonna be talking about the trade that we did here on MLB The Show 14, and don't mind this little beep. It's my PS4 turning on. That's my PS4. And let's get into this trade. So we're going to go over to our transactions, and we're going to go to completed. So here's the trade, Matt. I don't know how you're going to feel about this, but
I'm kind of scared.
Got in a trade with the Red Sox. I traded away our shortstop, Zach Cozart, because I was talking about before how I didn't fully, he was good, he was decent, but I fully didn't know if he would be able to handle it. We traded away a right field prospect. I think he was like a C or a C plus or something over like prospect like rating. I don't know. And then also the relief pitcher. I think it's Sean LeCure. And here's what we got back: Andrew Miller and Alexander Bogaerts.
Well, all right. Well, let's start with Zach Cozart. Zach Cozart is, in this game mode that you were doing, he was a solid player. I'd consider him even today a very good shortstop, which is one of the harder positions. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were telling me I was expecting to hear Joey Votto being traded. So it's great that didn't happen. Trading the prospect C or C plus, that's good because he's a guy who is like, if you wanted to develop him, you could, but at the same time, he's not really there yet. So that's completely good. And your relief pitcher, I had never heard that guy, so I can't really say anything about him. But Andrew Miller, I give you all props for that. He is a terrific closer. He's one of the better ones, and Alexander Bogaerts. Now, this is going to be a stupid question, but does Alexander Bogaerts play right now in the MLB?
Yes, he does. Shortstop for the Red Sox as we speak right here, right now, yes.
Right. All right, that's what I wanted to be sure. And he is an insanely good hitter this year. I mean, he's playing about as good as baseball as it can get. I mean, he really had a hot stretch going in May, and I got to give you a B plus on that trade, man. I mean, that's awesome. That's a really good trade. Sure, you lost Zach Cozart, but you got better hitting in Bogaerts.
Yeah, last thing, I said it earlier in the season, I knew Cozart was decent. However, I think I wanted to go with someone younger. I was looking at Didi Gregorius, I think it was about an episode or two ago. I was looking at him and I'm like, that would be a really decent trade. But yeah, I don't know. He's still really young. However, for Alexander, he's 21. His overall is a 75. And his potential is an A. So I really like that. I think I had to consider that, and that's the reason why I fully wanted him on the team. I will admit our backup and Jeff Keppinger not that good. So we're probably going to be in the off season looking for someone to replace him. But then yet again, when we look at, take a look at our relief pitching. Our closer is Aroldis Chapman. If you didn't know that, Matt.
And he's a terrific closer.
Exactly. And then not only that, but when it comes to our bullpen, we have J.J. Hoover, Jake Dykman, Francisco Rodriguez, Andrew Miller, Michael Stuitz, Jonathan Broxton, Pat Neshek, and the big name that Matt is probably going to fall over backwards for, Dylan Betances.
Yep, I like him a lot, man. But Robert, I gotta be honest with you. I was aware that you had a good bullpen, but I wasn't aware you had a great bullpen. And Jesus Christ, Robert, no one can score runs on you. I mean, you might as well have your relief pitchers out there pitching the whole time. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, when we look at our starters, Matt, I'm probably about to knock you over again. Here's our starters: Cole Hamels, Matt Latos, Johnny Cholito, the one that I'm not too sure about, Michael Pineda, and Mike Leake, who is on the DL. So we have Jeff Francis filling in for him. The first three are solid. The first three are solid.
They are.
Michael Pineda, he's been shaky for us this year. I really don't know what to fully say about him. He has potential. He's still 25. I'm gonna give him to the rest of this season to try to figure himself out because I think he kind of deserves that. But when you look at Mike Leake, he is a veteran. He's been there. I know he's only 26, so he's actually pretty young, but he's been around the block a few times, and he's a decent pitcher. Like I said, he's on the DL, however. So we have Jeff Francis, a guy who's 33, filling in for him. So Jeff Francis has been the long man on this team for how long, and he's done a pretty decent job there. So he's filling in at the fifth man in the rotation for the pitching rotation. But I don't know. I think this team is starting to come together. I think it's finally starting, after this past trade, it's finally starting to come together, and I'm getting excited about it because not only that, but catcher-wise, we were talking about it. We still have Brian Pena. There's also Devin Mascario, who, however, he's down in AAA right now. We also have J.R. Murphy, another guy that I picked up from New York with the whole Dylan Betances deal. Picked him up. I'm kind of still waiting for him to maybe if he could shed some light onto the situation for catcher. I know we were talking about catcher. That's another iffy spot. First base wise, we have Joey Votto. Of course, he's not going anywhere. I said that in an earlier episode how I don't want to trade him. And then we also have Carlos Pena as his backup, which Pena's been a little shaky this year, but like I said, I just wanted someone to fill in the roster, go into that spot, and just, kind of just be there. I wasn't fully expecting him to be a superhero or anything, just want him to come in, fill in the spot, play some DH if we need him to, if Adam Dunn gets injured or whatever, and then also play some backup first baseman. That's all I expected out of him, and he's been doing that. Coming into second base, we're looking at Brandon Phillips, Skip Schoonmaker, or Schoonmaker, I think it is. Phillips, last episode, no, it was 2 episodes ago when we were in Boston, he went off 3 home runs, I believe, 2 or 3 home runs. He absolutely went off, and that I knew I was talking about trading him, and I think I'm gonna keep him now. He showed me that that he deserves to be on this team. He's an excellent hitter, probably one of the best second basemen in the entire league. I don't know about you, Matt, but I think Brandon Phillips is one of the best second basemen in the entire league.
There's no question about it. Brandon Phillips is one of the most consistent power hitters, and I mean it's something of beauty watching him come up to play. And while granted he is a little bit old, you can't hold that against him because he's so good at what he does.
Yeah, like Matt said, it was brilliant. But then we have third baseman. We're talking about Todd Frazier, Jack Hanahan, who I'm thinking about trading. Todd Frazier, I'm going to keep definitely. He's been on a hot streak lately. He's been doing amazing. He still has B potential, and he's 28. So I think maybe give him another year or two to try to step up, become a good player. I think we'll be good. Then we look at, I still have Brandon Idge in the MLB, and he's just been sucking lately. It was kind of a move to do when I signed him, because I went back and actually rewatched that episode, and I was kind of like, wow, I kind of almost regret picking him up. But then another way, it's like, we'll let him go to the end of the season, then that'll be it for him. But then coming in at shortstop now, we also have Alexander Bogaerts now. Our backup's Jeff Keppinger. Like I said, Bogaerts just acquired him. Really excited about him, see what he can bring to the team. He has A potential. He's only 21, and I'm excited to see what he can do. Left fielders, we have Carlos Quentin, who's in the MLB. Center field, Billy Hamilton. Yet again, Billy Hamilton's a rookie. Probably one of the. I don't know about you, Matt. I think he's one of the fastest players in the entire league. If I'm not mistaken.
Billy Hamilton.
Billy Hamilton.
Oh yeah, he is. Billy Hamilton. And I'm gonna have to put this in real life now, like this season. Billy Hamilton is one of the few good things that the Reds have because with his speed, first off, you've got a guy who can steal bases, which is terrific. He's not the best power hitter, but he hits and he gets on base, and then he can throw in some speed. Also, I mean, once you have him out there in the outfield, he can pretty much get to any ball that comes his way. So he's not just one of the better speed runners, which I'd have to put him easily in the top 5 in terms of speed in the league. He is one of the best outfielders, but the thing I'd have to dock him for would be power hitting.
Yeah. Well, it's actually funny that you mentioned power hitting because in the first game that I played in this series was against the Arizona Cardinals, or not the Arizona, well, the St. Louis Cardinals, and it was funny because not only did I in that video in the intro did I say Arizona Cardinals, but I also happened to be hilarious too because you mentioned how he didn't have how he's not a power hitter, and his second at bat he hits a home run. I think it's absolutely hilarious that you mentioned that. So it's kind of funny.
Oh my gosh. Well, who was pitching? Let me ask you that.
Adam Wainwright.
Holy shit! Billy Hamilton hit a home run off of Adam Wainwright. Wow.
I'm pretty sure it was Adam Wainwright.
I got to give him some respect. I mean, I would have never thought he would have hit a home run off of that guy.
Adam Wainwright is pretty dominant, but yeah. So I mean, like I said, Billy Hamilton, very, very, very good. He's only a rookie too not 2K, MLB The Show 14. So it's really cool that he's so young, and he's been having a pretty decent season for us this year. I'm not going to complain about him whatsoever. I think when it comes to like training and whatnot, though, I'm going to try to get him, to work on his power a little bit more. His power really isn't that great, but I'll work with him on that. He has some time to develop. Like I said, this is the first season that we're in to this franchise series. It's the first season. You can't expect us to be winning it in within one season. But then also coming in now for our right fielders, Matt, I don't know if I told you about this one. Ryan Braun, Vernon Wells, or Veron Wells, however you prefer to say it, and Adam Dunn.
Oh my god. This team seriously, I mean, you're going to walk to the World Series with this team you got here.